Have you seen these awesome glasses TJ's daughter Lainey found? They're called Aquila, and they're 10% off when you use code TJ at checkout at aquila.la and the deals page at tjritchie.com.
News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT proudly presents America's coolest conservative. Well, proudly could be stretching it a bit. Welcome to the TJ Ritchie Show.
All right, you better strap yourself in and hold on tight tonight, because I'm not playing. Yeah, your funny little conservative buddy is not joking around, at least for a little while tonight. Some serious business going on. Serious business. Got Isaac back. He quit after the first night of working with me. I don't know what that was about, but they brought him back. He must have realized that I'm a career maker. That's why he came back. Glad to have you anyway. I just got to remember your name is Isaac and not Isaiah. I keep wanting to call you Isaiah. Something biblical either way. Lonnie's in here showing his hair off, looking all good. Got that, not wearing that bonnet tonight. All right, so here we go. The riots in L.A., the insurrection going on in Los Angeles. It's stuff we've seen time and time again. It's not a protest. It didn't start organically as a protest. This is a full-fledged attack. An attack on what? An attack on America. Not an attack on ICE, not an attack on immigration, an attack on America. Now, I haven't listened very much to WBT throughout the day today because I've been busy. You know, I got another job that I do. I do a syndicated morning show. And I'm also trying to keep a high-maintenance wife happy, okay? Okay. So I didn't get to listen to as much of my pals as I normally do. So if I'm repeating anything they said, then I apologize. But I don't know that we'll have the same depth of the take on this, because as I point out every night, they're professionals and I'm not. So, ICE agents serving warrants, raiding facilities that are housing illegal alien criminals. Not just criminals for being illegal aliens, even though that's enough, but illegal alien criminals suspected of violent crimes. And they get met with protesters in Los Angeles. It quickly turns into a violent mob. Antifa joins in. You know, the usual suspects, the anarchists. You've seen all the footage. You've heard the media lying, and that's what everybody's mainly talking about, how the media is covering it up, and the Democrats are covering it up, calling it mostly peaceful protests again. But it's not mostly peaceful protests, or it's not that the Democrat Party is an open borders party. No, they're an anti-American party. They're an openly Marxist party now, and the people in the streets of Los Angeles burning it down are the foot soldiers in their Marxist anarchist army. Some clown called in here the other night named Jackie, I think was his name, and he claimed to be an independent, which it only took about 5 seconds to realize that he was lying. He's a liberal. And he said, I thought you were going to be a breath of fresh air. Like I was going to sit here and give both sides of an issue and be, you know, some sort of a squish in the middle and try to get along with this and that. And he said, so you're going to tell me that you don't think there are any good Democrats? And I said, there are good Democrats who are Democrat voters, day-to-day people who work hard in the country and they're just misled and brainwashed. Those are good people in some cases, but there is no professional Democrat that's any good. No. And he was clutching his pearls, falling on the fainting couch with the back of his hand to his forehead. Oh, how dare you say that? Okay, well, if there are professional Democrats who are good, there are good professional Democrats who just want America to be great and we just have a difference of opinions in a lot of issues. Where are they? Where are the good Democrats who are elected or they're in the media who are saying, let's get this under control, let's help President Trump? Attacking these federal agents is just ridiculously awful. They should be dealt with. And then we can hash out our political differences later. Let's get peace into the streets of Los Angeles. And come here. Where are you? Good Democrats. Where are the good Democrats? Come on. Come on. Good Democrats, where are you? Nowhere. You know why? Because there aren't any. If there were good elected Democrats, you know what they'd be? Republicans. That's what they would be. But they want all of this. They want all of this chaos. They want all of this destruction. They want all of this anarchy. They cheer it on. They are not good Americans. This goes deeper than just that they're bleeding heart liberals and they want to give everybody a home and all of that. No, they encourage this stuff. That's why they call it peaceful protest. These are peaceful protests. You know why? Because they can't really admit that it's violence, because then they have to admit that they support it, because they support what's going on in the streets of Los Angeles. And what's going to have to happen is that President Trump is going to have to use every bit of force at his power to put it down. And if that requires lethal force, then he needs to do it. That's the only thing that's going to stop it. Nothing has happened to them before. Slaps on the wrist here, or, released from jail here, never to be heard from again when they tear up things. These people are destroying police stations just like they always do, and all of that. They need to be dealt with as much force as necessary. Any means necessary to stop it. President Trump should make an announcement, and he should say, whatever George Soros and whatever any drug cartel people are paying y'all to be out here causing all of this chaos, it better be worth it to you. And anybody who is not involved in any of that, and you're just out there reporting or you're taking pictures or whatever, I'm going to give you 3 hours to get out. And then the drones start. That's right, I said it. As the great one Mark Levin would say, that's right, I said it. Get those drones out there. Get them surrounded. The Marines are on their way. Surround them like the terrorists that they are. Smoke them out and put them in the penitentiary. If they're here illegally, send them to Guantanamo Bay if they're causing chaos and acting like terrorists. If they're here legally, then put them in the regular penitentiary. If they're here illegally and they're not, then they're just out there protesting, they're not, acting, trying to hurt our agents or anything, then send them back home. You pick up a rock and throw it at another ICE agent, federal agent, or police officer, You need to be dealt with. You need to have an example made of you. You're using deadly force. Deadly force should be used against you. That clown throwing rocks at those speeding ICE agents' cars the other night, how is that not dealing with him as if he's holding a gun on them? He's trying to kill them, throwing rocks through the windshield and throwing rocks at speeding vehicles, knowing that they could wreck. Right there, drone comes behind him, pulls a drone gun. Get down. If you don't, you start to run, drone comes after you, you're going down. Any means necessary. We're not doing this again. The American people are not falling for this Democrat media crap. We've already been through it too many times. I'm telling you, we ain't going to take it no more. Too many times we've been through it. Some people have to be made an example of. And if Trump doesn't do it, then he's really going to lose a lot of support from good American people like us. We're the good guys. All right, I didn't even have time to get to my sound bites there. Yeah, all that you heard when you were on vacation, Isaac, about how fun and all this is, you're not hearing that now, are you? I'm ready to fight some damn body. All right, so we'll get to the sound bites and more of this coming up next. Hang on.
More of the TJ Ritchie Show is coming up.
If you want some of the most delicious pork products you have ever had, then you need to make an order at Big Fork Brands. That's right. Big Fork is at tjritchie.com/deals, and when you use the code TJ, you'll save 20%. It's Big Fork. Hey, it's TJ, and yes, it is going strong. The TJ Ritchie Show. It's my new political podcast on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT, and you need to sign up and get all the inside scoop on everything and get the special little perks by being a member of the Ritchie Gang. Be a gangster. Just go to tjritchie.com and sign up today.
He's radio royalty in the Carolinas and Queen Charlotte's sweetest prince. It's TJ Ritchie on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
Oh, that's right. Marines heading to Los Angeles, ready to deliver a two-piece and a biscuit, hop, hop, upside somebody's head. Good. What's taking them so long? I know they just got deployed, but this is the Marines. They're right there in San Diego, right? Get up there. Put it to them. Put it to them. So, this is how the Commucrats operate, right? They want this chaos. And when they think that they're painting President Trump into a corner, and maybe they did last time in 2020, with all of those riots and everything. Maybe he didn't handle it properly. So, excuse me, hopefully he doesn't make that mistake this time and he uses all the force he possibly needs to use to clean it up. But what they do is they encourage this chaos. They coordinate it with these insurrectionists, these terrorists, domestic terrorists and all. They encourage it, they cheer it on, and then when it happens, then they say, oh, if Trump weren't acting, it would clear itself up. Our law enforcement can handle it. It's escalated because of Trump sending in the National Guard and all that blah, 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 blah. Go kick rocks. Bunch of idiots. Big-eyed Cory Booker. Maxine Waters out there. You're not going to shoot an elected congresswoman. You need to get out of here. Slam the door in her face. Clonk. I mean, how do people not see through this play that they put on anytime something like this happens? And yeah, I said they coordinated. Of course, they have something to do with the organizations of these protests and riots and everything. Of course they do. Bless you, Isaac. Don't sneeze in my studio while I'm riffing. Damn. Those headphones got a long cord on them. Go outside. Let Lonnie push the buttons. I'm kidding. I love you. I kid you because you're a kidder. I know that. You can sneeze in here anytime you want. Okay, so then the media plays along with the Democrats. Why? Because they're on the same team. You know all of these things. But this is just, hopefully people have gotten to the point where they see through all of this mess. This is an ABC reporter. When the riots and all started the other night, they were setting these cars on fire. They have these cars in L.A. that are robot cars or remote control cars that they use as taxi type vehicles and stuff. And so they start setting them on fire. Some idiot on a dirt bike riding around in circles with a mask on and waving a Mexican flag and all of that. And this is what the ABC reporter said they were doing, just having a little fun.
Large group of people. It could turn very volatile if you move law enforcement in there in the wrong way and turn what is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn into a massive confrontation and altercation between officers and demonstrators.
Of course. It's just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn. It's a barbecue. That's what they're having, is a barbecue. They're just trying to relax after a hard week of work, having a few beers, fired up the old barbecue grill, throwing rocks at ICE agents, storming federal facilities, breaking windows of the police department. All of that. They're just, these are just some kids blowing off steam, right? And then here is the no good mayor of Los Angeles, who's a complete and total loser in every aspect of not, I don't think, just being a public servant, but as being a person. She's just a loser lowlife. Here's what she said in the beginning.
We are going to fight for all Angelenos, regardless of when they got here, whether they have papers or not. We are a city of immigrants, and this impacts hundreds of thousands of Angelenos.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought it was just in one small area. Oh, you're talking about enforcing the law is affecting thousands and thousands of Angelenos. Oh, okay. Karen Bass. Rhymes with. And Gavin Newsom. Oh. Gavin Newsom. And you know, Gavin Newsom has been out, as the sports commentators say, as of late. You ever notice that? Sports commentators, the only people that don't say lately, they say as of late. They also use a different preposition than most people do. Like instead of saying somebody has 4 hits for the day, they say they have 4 hits on the day. What's that about? That's another show anyway. We'll get into that. The sports talk station down the hall. I need to go ask them. Why y'all say on the day instead of for the day? Anyway, Gavin Newsom out trying to be more moderate. He's got a podcast, podcast where he's bringing on Republicans and conservatives and trying to be reasonable with them. That all went out the window. And he's up there calling Trump a dictator now and saying he wish he would, Tom Holman would come in and arrest him. Come on, tough guy. Let's do it. If you're going to do it, get it over with, tough guy. Gavin Newsom. If Tom Holman rolled up in Gavin Newsom's face, how long you think it would take Gavin Newsom to start crying? He is pretty, though. I'll give him that. He's pretty. Pretty stupid. Why, when I go off on rants like this, do I feel like everybody walking by in the hall is like shooting daggers at me when they walk by the windows? Am I paranoid? Did I have too much methamphetamine before I came in here? Y'all think? I'm just kidding. But what do they expect us to do? You break the law, you start destroying property, and then their philosophy is just let it go. Let them do it. Let them do it. It'll anger them even more if you try to stop them. Is that a way to live in society? Let's say that that's really their way of looking at it, which it's not. Their way of looking at it is let them destroy, let them create as much chaos as possible, let them tear down all of the aspects of America that we hate. That's what it's all about. It's not about, whether they feel sorry for this group of people or that group of people. Professional Democrats don't care about anybody. They are a festering bunch of narcissists as a whole. But that's what they act like. We just don't escalate it. It'll escalate. Just let them have their tantrum and da 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 da. Well, we're tired of that. Americans are tired of that. We voted for that to come to an end. I mean, you sit there and say that they're just off kilter, or they're crazy, or they're just, don't they understand? Yes, they understand. How many times do you hear that about a Democrat official? Don't they understand that? Blah, blah, blah. Of course they do. They know exactly what they're doing. They're trying to cause anarchy. They want everything to be destroyed, so then they can rebuild it in the image that they want it. But they can't just come out and say that, because they know that freedom-loving, God-fearing American people would not stand for it. That's why they've been chipping away at it for so many years. Chip away, chip away, chip away. And that's what this is. They're getting closer. They can feel it. And we've got to shut them down. President Trump needs to shut this down quickly. Hang on, we got more coming up.
The TJ Ritchie Show.
Hey, it's TJ, and yes, my new political show is on. It's every weeknight from 7 until 9 on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT. So go ahead and add TJ Ritchie to your home screen on the phone and download the WBT app.
He's America's coolest conservative. Welcome to the TJ Ritchie Show on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
Oop. Good evening. Good evening. So glad to be here tonight. And you know what? I'm more glad that you're here tonight. That's right. So, I think that this is going to be my regular team, right? So Isaac is here, back from vacation. Lonnie is here. And Lonnie hasn't been talking as much trash about Isaac since he's been back, but whatever. I'm not trying to start anything. So, Isaac, you were at the beach?
Destin, Florida.
Oh, man. That's kind of a sore spot with me.
Why is that a sore spot with you?
Because I always loved going to Destin, Florida. And we would go to Destin in the summer, sometimes twice, 2 different parts of the summer we would go. Loved it. And then, like an idiot, because my morning radio show was so huge, the Ace and TJ show, I would come in talking about my vacation and how much I loved it. Love going. Thank you for supporting us so much so I could be able to go and enjoy some relaxation with my family and all that. And then, before I knew it, guess what? Everybody in North Carolina and South Carolina were going to Destin because I was talking about it on the radio so much.
I'm glad I know who to blame now. The traffic was terrible.
It's awful. It's awful. I haven't been in years, and I had to find another place, and I am not telling where that is. Then when COVID hit, Florida was open, and all the cruise people realized that, hey, we got to go somewhere that our cruise isn't going out. And so then they found Destin, and then it was over after that. But it all started. Destin owes its tourism to me. because it was a lot quieter before I started talking about it on my morning show. But I'm definitely not saying where I go now. Not at all. And, I'm just too damn famous. I can't even go on vacation. Remember one time these listeners followed me to Fuddruckers. I'm over there in Destin at Fuddruckers trying to feed the alligators and eat a cheeseburger. It's like my people, man. But I'm glad you're here. Glad Lonnie's here. Glad everybody's here. I like that George, too. He was here for a while. I liked him. I hated to get him fired, but I just, I didn't. All right, so this is a viral clip that's going around the social medias, and people are freaking out about it. It is a young lady standing in front of a tree that has low-hanging limbs, and the limbs have leaves all over them. The wind is blowing, and she's talking to this tree.
Back up again. If you can hear me, there we have non-believers. Back up a little bit. Back it up. Yes, baby. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up.
All right, so she's telling the tree to do what she says. If you can hear me, tree, do what I'm saying, okay?
Now, if you can hear me, I want you to come towards me again, okay? If you can hear me and you understand me, touch my hand. Come on. Bring it up and touch my hand.
So the wind blows the tree,
touch my
the
hand.
leaves.
Tree. Touch my hand. Yes, come on. It's okay. Touch my hand. Show them that you can hear me. See that? I did not move. Okay, I see that you're touching my hand. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you.
Thank you, tree.
Back it up again, though. Back it up for me. One more time. I love you, too. I love you, too. Back it up.
Now the wind blows
back
again.
Back up now. Back up. Yes, back up now. I know you see that.
Right. I know you saw it.
Hear us.
The tree backed up after I told it to back up. Now, I don't know whether she's serious or not. Or she's just making a funny video, but it's gone viral, and people are treating it as if it's serious. And they're really giving her a hard time about it. It's like, hey, you're so stupid. This shows how bad our education system is. People just railing on this clip. And like, give her a break, If she really is standing there and thinks that the tree can hear her and is doing, what she commands it to do, as if it were a living, breathing animal or something. If she thinks that, then let her think it. It's not any more ridiculous than anybody else thinking that because the light bulb you choose is going to make the temperature go up or down. Feel me? I mean, these environmentalists, I mean, they think and talk about some of the craziest, nuttiest things. And they don't get making fun of like this. There's nothing that she's doing right there that's any more outlandish than what extreme environmentalists do. I mean, gas stove is killing the planet. That's thinking that a tree is reacting to your orders is not any more ridiculous than believing that. All of the stuff that we learn about the environment and environmentalism is ridiculous, pretty much all of it. Again, it's part of the radical Democrat, as President Obama would say, movement to take control of our lives. Because, when you can control people and tell them, that they can't have their air conditioning on from, this time to this time, or you can't turn your air conditioner down past this level, and you can't cook on the type of stove on which you want to cook. When you tell them that you can't use the type of light bulb you want to use, or when you tell them you can't use electricity except for these hours of the day, then you cease to be living in a free society. That's where all of it comes from. You know, the old saying that environmentalists are watermelons. They're green on the outside and red in the middle. Red for communists. So don't give this girl a hard time, especially if you're running around, thinking that you're saving the planet by driving an electric car. I mean, I think she even has more going on upstairs by thinking that a tree is listening to her than somebody who thinks by driving an electric car that they're going to save the environment, they're save the planet. When it's riding around with a lithium battery in it, and then you got to charge it with nuclear or coal power. So don't hassle this young lady. Not to mention, she's very attractive. We're not supposed to mess with attractive people. You don't pick on attractive people. That's why I'm getting picked on so much over the past few years since I contracted obesity. But once I get rid of this candy coating, nobody will be able to pick on me anymore because I'm going to be fine. I'm going to go back to being fine. Just got to shed these last 77 vanity pounds and I'm going to be right back at it. But it's going to happen. Now, if you got something to say, 704-570-1110 is the number, 704-570-1110. But don't call in here all hysterical and screaming about stuff because I'm not in the mood to hear all that. If you want to have a normal conversation, if we disagree, we disagree, but let's, keep it moving, no screaming. I mean, we're civilized people here, or at least I am, and I want to engage in civil conversations. And if you can't do that, then don't bother because you're going to get frustrated if you don't get through. If you call up in here screaming and stuff. Because while I am America's coolest conservative, I don't play that. Okay. So we'll see if anybody wants to talk. And if not, we'll just move on. Coming up next.
It's TJ Ritchie.
Have you seen these awesome glasses TJ's daughter Lainey found? They're called Aquila, and they're 10% off when you use code TJ at checkout at aquila.la and the deals page at tjritchie.com.
So there's a reason that the Dewdrops are the #1 seller in the Love Into skincare line. They're my absolute favorite if I'm dry, dull, just need a little pick-me-up during the day, which a lot of times I do. The other day I was in the car line picking up Delilah from kindergarten, and I just was feeling dry and dull. I put some on, and when I got to the space to pick her up, the teacher that opened the door said, "Lindsay, your skin looks amazing." I said, "Oh my God, thank you." It's the Love Into Dewdrops. Go to tjritchie.com/deals, code TJ for 21% off.
Radio, podcasts, and cool social media content. Get all the TJ you can handle at WBT.com/TJ. Now, back to the TJ Ritchie Show on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
As usual, ramming, jamming, slamming, bringing in the darkness. Ready for the sun ready for the sun to go down. Cool off a little bit, bring the volume up, That's what happens when the sun goes down, the volume goes up. Y'all know that. 704-570-1110. News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT. Okay. Moving on. We've covered a lot already, a lot of different topics. We've just been like ping-ponging all over the place and pinballing all over the place. Whichever one bounces more. That's what we've been doing. But here we are, almost an hour into the show before we've gotten to it, but it is here. It's time for the Pride update. Slay. Crank it on. Come on, girl. All right. So beautiful, so beautiful. Man, I'm not kidding you. I absolutely love that song. And it makes me feel sassy as I want to be. I'm not lying. I love it. You see me in my truck, I'm riding down the road in a big 4-wheel drive and I'm singing, I'm on the edge, the edge, the edge. Man. So, our Pride update tonight has to do with one Miss Simone Biles. Simone Piles. You young boys know what the piles is? You know what that is?
I don't know what it is.
That's hemorrhoids. Ooh. That's what old people call hemorrhoids, the piles.
Never mind.
So Simone Piles. A little internet social media tiff. Simone Biles attacks Riley Gaines for trying to get men out of women's sports. It's been all over the place, going back and forth with their tweets and the little X messages. Simone Biles says to Riley Gaines, "You're truly sick. All of this campaigning because you lost a race. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive or creating a new avenue where trans feel safe in sports. Maybe a transgender category in all sports." Why? Why is that Riley Gaines' responsibility? Why don't you try to do something, Simone? Now, this is one of those things. This is one of those topics. One of the protected celebrities, that you're not supposed to say anything negative about is Simone Biles. She's not quite up there with Oprah Winfrey, but you're not supposed to say anything negative about Oprah. But I'll talk about Oprah all day long, and I'm not scared to do it. So I'm gonna tell you something about Simone Biles. Simone Biles. As my grandfather would say, I've known there ain't nothing to her for a long time. She's mean. She's a radical leftist. Judging by what she said when she won one of her competitions and bragged that there were no white people up there on the podium, I'd say that's a little touch of racism. Yeah. Then, after Riley Gaines responded, she says, "It's not my job or the job of any woman to figure out how to include men in our spaces. You can uplift men stealing championships in women's sports with your platform. Men don't belong in women's sports. And I say that with my full chest." That's the thing the kids are saying now. With my full chest. And then Simone Biles came back and insulted the way Riley Gaines looks by saying she needs to pick on somebody her own size, and from the looks of it, that would be a male. Okay. Now, the hypocrisy of that comment comes when from Simone Biles, who did an entire public service campaign about body positivity and how she used to wear sweaters to cover up her muscles because she was worried people would pick on her or ask her questions about it. And then at one point I heard an interview with her and she said, I'm tired of people asking me if I'm going to grow anymore or how much, whatever. People weren't asking her that, if she's going to grow anymore. They know she's an adult. She's a gymnast. They're supposed to be small, but still. You're going to talk about body positivity and then because you disagree with somebody, because you're an ultra left-wing nut, you insult Riley Gaines the way she looks. But Riley Gaines hasn't said anything back about the way Simone Biles looks. I mean, she didn't call her a roided up elf or anything like that. Riley Gaines is taking the high road. But what is the deal with Simone Biles? Is she working for somebody that's paying her to come out and do that now? I heard that as a rumor on the social medias. I tell you what, I've been on social medias way too much since I got this job. There's a lot of political content out there and societal, cultural content. But then again, I start feeling like, that I'm a teenage girl and I need to be doing some dancing on TikTok. I've been on it so much. But anyway, I haven't seen anything where Riley Gaines is insulting the way Simone Biles looks. So what is it with the Simone Biles? What is it, Simone? Why the anger all of a sudden at Riley Gaines? A lot of people think that women deep down don't ever want each other to thrive. I don't believe that. But a lot of people have a stereotype of women is that they're always jealous of each other and they always want to start something with each other, and they never really do just support each other because they're women in the sisterhood, which, that's no reason to support somebody either, just because they're the same sex as you are. But I wonder what caused this. Who would be paying Simone Biles to say that if that rumor's true? And would she even need the money? I wouldn't think so. But I'm going to tell you, the everyday American is not in support of Simone Biles on this one, which is a good thing. Because really, how can you say that you champion women if you want men to beat women in sports? See, it's all this. I mean, that's why it a lot of times it is true that liberalism, leftism is a mental condition. It's a mental disorder. It's just not rational. All right. Second hour is coming up. Hang on. Hey, it's TJ, and you may have heard I have a little talk show now. It's from 7 to 9 every weeknight on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT. And you can also watch it on YouTube. That's right, my beautiful face on YouTube. Go get signed up for the TJ Ritchie Show on YouTube. You can do that at tjritchie.com.
Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT proudly presents America's coolest conservative. Well, proudly could be stretching it a bit. Welcome to the TJ Ritchie Show.
Los Angeles is in chaos again. Doesn't it always seem like Los Angeles is the riot capital of the world? Or of the country, at least. Man, I'm ready for those Marines to get there. And I'd love to see the expressions on those masked faces of the Antifas and all the other little brats. I was going to say something else start with a B, but I forgot. This is the classy station. Okay. There is a video that I found, and I wish I hadn't have found it because it made me sick. It doesn't have anything to do with the riots and doesn't have anything to do with politics or any, stupid liberal media person or any of that kind of stuff. From what I could tell about this Instagram account, it is a family that has bought a farm, and they're city people who have moved out to the farm, or at least the husband is a city person. They have a child, or maybe children, I don't know, but it's a family. And this video is taken from the perspective of the husband. The husband is running the video, and the wife has a shovel, and there is a big black snake that has come onto their property. Now, a black snake is not venomous, and a black snake does not attack people unless you mess with it. But for the most part, they're good to have around because they eat mice and other snakes and stuff. They eat things that you don't want around your property. So he is videoing this and he is commentating this. The wife is dealing with the snake. All right? So listen to this mess.
Farm wife, Dana Novak saves the day. Oh! This is Jesus, thank God for my wife. Jesus, I can't handle this. I hate snakes. Dana, just kill it. Just kill him. You gotta launch it as far as you can so it doesn't come back. Get rid of the thing. I can't believe you. I cannot believe you. You are my life and Lord and Savior. Oh, that's a big one. She is fearless. Thank you. But it's going to come back. Do you have any words to say?
I liked him.
Yeah.
Oh.
The words she has to say are, I married a weenie that will never be able to protect me in a situation because he squeals. I mean, it could be, okay, so you got a snake phobia. That's fine. I may be able to give you that. The wife doesn't mind snakes. Maybe she grew up in the country. She knows how to deal with them. But don't sit there and squeal and cry and act like that. Oh, my God. What in the world? What? Is this the result of telling little boys from, the low end of the millennial generation and the Gen Z generation that they don't need to be masculine because it's toxic? Is that kind of what this is? I don't know. Again, I'll give him credit if he's so afraid of snakes that he can't be around one and his wife is okay with it to let her do it. But why the squealing and the crying and oh, it reminds me of this video that I saw one time where this older couple called 911 because the woman had on a jacket and the zipper stuck and the husband couldn't help her get her jacket off. So he calls 911. And the 911 operator said, well, why don't you just cut it? And he said, I don't want to cut it. It's a new jacket. I don't need you to tell me what to do. I just need somebody to come out here and help me get her jacket off. Screaming, crying. What? What in the world? And look, I don't care what women want to say about being strong and independent and all that is great. That is awesome. But when they choose a man to be their man, they want to know that if something goes down, he's at least willing to step up to try to protect her. Do you think that woman feels this way? Let's say this couple took a vacation and they wanted to go to my home state of Louisiana. And they said, hey, let's go down and eat some Cajun Creole food in New Orleans. Do you think that woman would feel safe with that man on her arm walking down Bourbon Street? Because I'm going to tell you, New Orleans is a cesspool of crime. Well, you've heard about it. It's unique and it's got so much, unique culture, and the food is great and all of that stuff. But it's not a safe place just to go hanging around. You think that woman is going to feel safe walking around with that man in New Orleans? No. If she does, she's crazier than he is. And what'd she say when she came back from, pushing it out into the woods? I liked him. Or I liked her, whatever she said. She wasn't fazed at all. Now, I hate snakes too. I hate them a lot. But I just saved, a couple of weeks ago, I saved my wife and my little friend Jenny's lives on vacation. Because we had rented a house that had a pool, and a black snake, at least as long as my forearm, came up out there. And I got a stick and guided it away so it didn't eat them up. You think they gave me credit for saving their lives? No. They would have surely been dead. They would have been devoured by that snake. But here's old TJ coming to the rescue. That's what I do. I save women. I am a protector of women's. But, they're so used to it from being around me. It just was like nothing to them. It's like, oh, he saved us again. Big deal. Saved us from a giant serpent. But this guy, how embarrassing. And you know what? He's putting it out there for everybody to look at on social media now. What do you think her parents say about that? What do you think her dad says? He's squealing. See, we got to stop that. We got to put masculinity back in the positive category. Start teaching these boys to be masculine. He should have been aggravating her with that snake, picking it up and running towards her. And she should have been the one screaming. That's the way relationships should work. Yeah, somebody over there is nodding and he's too scared to say yes and agree with me out loud. But that's all right. Because he's got to go home. All right, hang on. We got a lot more coming up next.
The TJ Ritchie Show.
So I know you've heard me talk about Eric Javits hats that I've purchased in the past, but I'm telling you, they have the cutest bags. I just got the mini duffel in bronze, and I also want it in silver. It's regular $375, and I'm here to tell you it's final sale. It is on sale, and with code TJ, it's way under $100. You're not going to be disappointed. Go to tjritchie.com/deals, code TJ for 21% off, and shop it up because that code will get you some good deals.
Late, live, and local. It's the TJ Ritchie Show on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
Oh, it's just so ridiculous. Heading back out to Los Angeles now. Get an update on the Los Angeles riots. We'll call them the Democrat riots 2025. So, part of the big deal, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, he's such a little twit. God. Just so smarmy and slimy. Now look, wait, I haven't told anything personal about myself tonight. I've been doing that every night. So I don't know. Have I talked about how oily my skin is yet, Lonnie? Have I said that yet? No, I haven't. Okay. So I have really oily skin. That's why I don't have wrinkles. I look like a spring teenager is what I look like. But I do have problematic oily skin. So as an oily person, I can tell you that Gavin Newsom is as slimy as they come. I mean, just a slime ball. Ugh. Makes my skin crawl. So anyway, he was making a big deal, putting on a show. He should have been at the Tony Awards with all the acting he's been doing. Tom Holman, the border czar, was on somebody was interviewing him, some little weenie liberal reporter, and he was baiting him into saying that Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass and Governor Gavin Newsom need to be arrested. He was going to arrest them. And what Tom Holman said is if they cross the line, whether they're an elected official or not, if they cross the line and do something illegal to block the arrest of illegal alien criminals, then they'll be arrested, no matter who they are. Well, then the little guy goes back and tells Newsom that Tom Holman said he would arrest him, just like a little, like a little turd. Tom Holman said, you cross that line, it's a felony to knowingly harbor and conceal an illegal alien. It's a felony to impede law enforcement from doing their job. So then Gavin Newsom said last night, while Los Angeles was overrun by rioters flying the Mexican flag, he freaked out and took Holman out of context to play the big tough guy. He said, quote, come after me, arrest me, let's get it over with. Tough guy, I don't give a damn, but I care about my community. I care about this community. So Tom, arrest me, let's go. Then they asked President Trump today when he was walking, I guess he was walking from a helicopter or something. They yelled out at him and asked him, should Tom Holman go ahead and call Newsom's bluff and arrest him? And President Trump said, I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great. Gavin will like the publicity, but I think it would be very good. End quote. Then he went on to say, he's doing a terrible job. Look, I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows. All you have to do is look at the little railroad he's building. He's about 100 times over budget. He pointed to a spot on the White House lawn and the president continued, we're putting a flagpole over there, under budget. I always do under budget. So then here comes Gavin Newsom having to do his thing. The president of the United States just called for the arrest of a sitting governor. This is a day I hoped I would never see in America. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. This is a line we cannot cross as a nation. This is an unmistakable step toward authoritarianism. Isn't it to laugh when these commucrats start talking about authoritarianism? They learn that technique where they accuse their enemies of doing what they do. I think it's part of that Rules for Radicals manual by Saul Alinsky. They've all read it. They all love it. It's pornography to them. That's right. I said it. They read that mess and they get aroused because they're preverts as well as being communists. They're prevert communists. Newsom. But he can cry all he wants to. Nobody's buying it, his act. I don't even think his family's buying it anymore if they ever did. I mean, they know what he's up to. And the reason he's going through all of this drama is because he's going to be running for president. But, you know, that's how Democrats work. The more you fail, the more they move you up in the ranks. California is an excrement hole. Nobody wants to live out there. I can walk down the hall of this radio station and run into two people who left California because it was so terrible. And they grew up there. Now, they may just tell you they moved because they got a job in Charlotte on the radio, but I don't believe it. And what's a shame is that California used to be such a great state. I mean, they've just ruined it. The Democrats have. It's been in unchecked Democrat power for so many years now. Hey, who was the last Republican governor of California? Arnold Schwarzenegger? Please. You talk about a con man. He's a full-on environmentalist activist now. Never was a conservative. See, that's what you get, though, when you don't go conservative, when you just go, you know, Republican or moderate Republican. Let me tell you what a moderate Republican is. A moderate Republican is like a crooked cop in a movie. The victim puts their trust in them all along. It's like, you're here to help me, and they put their trust in them. And then just when they need them the most, the crooked cop stabs them in the back. That's what a moderate Republican is. So, I'm sure that'll score me a lot of points. But you know what? I'm not looking to score points with anybody. Except for good, rational, intelligent people who just want the government and the insane idiots to stay out of their way. Those are the people I care about. Hopefully you're one of them. If you're listening to this. And if you are and you like it, then tell everybody you can, because I need all the help I can get. I need as many people listening to this as possible, because I like doing it and I want to keep doing it. But, you know, this is a business. And if it doesn't seem like I'm adding to the business, then I won't be here. It's the way it works, especially in this business. This is a cutthroat business at that. You got to perform or you got to get out. So, this is a hard slot to get a big movement of listeners and radio family put together. So, we can do it. I'm doing my part. Now the rest of it's up to you. Spread the word. All right, hang on a second. We got more coming up.
The TJ Ritchie Show.
Hey, it's TJ, and the TJ Ritchie Show will be a multi-touch marketing option for all the cool businesses in town. I have no idea what that means. That was written by our business department, obviously, for me to read. If you're a cool business, I guess you know what it means. So go to tjritchie.com and find out more.
Identifying liberalism and mocking it relentlessly. This is the TJ Ritchie Show on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
Oh, having fun tonight. Talking about all kinds of craziness. People calling up in here. Love that. Love that. 704-570-1110. Listening. Lonnie said we're going to have to try to work with the engineers to get some dedicated phone lines just for people who are calling to say how much they're loving having me on the radio here. Because that's jamming up all the lines with people wanting to comment on the issues and stuff. So maybe we'll have that by the end of the week. We'll put in a work order for it. But thank you. Thank you very much. All right. I love crazy police videos, especially when it's a suspect that acts like they don't have to abide by the rules or to do what the officer says do. And I have a friend who is a police officer, and I asked him, I said, what is the deal with that? And I'm seeing all over the internet now where people say, I don't have to get out of my car if you tell me to. I don't have to give you my driver's license. I need to talk to your supervisor. When they start doing all of that stuff. And he said it just depends on what city they're in, because they know which cities are more light on crime and all of that stuff. And he said they've also been, like we suspected, they've been given some wrong information about what they do and don't have to do if a police officer stops them or, so forth and so on. Well, this lady was pulled over and being questioned because she was suspected of being intoxicated. Maybe she wasn't even driving. Maybe she was just walking around in the public. Now, this gets a little bit to the point where I don't think I'm going to be able to listen to the whole clip because she starts screaming. But this also feeds into or illustrates what I've been saying about adults who don't want to grow up, these kidults, these, this complete and total adult adolescence, they call it, because she does not want the police officers dealing with her because she just doesn't have to deal with it. They're just too mean. They're meanies. And they're not even dealing with her in any type of force. If you were to see this video, you would think, why are they not slamming her to the ground and subduing her by this time? They're not doing anything, but she is hysterical. Listen.
Hello. Don't put those on. Don't put what on? The gloves. Oh, I need to. Stop.
She's very nice. Yeah, very good. She's very pleasant.
She's putting gloves on and they smell bad and I don't want her touching my body! What are you doing to my body? I don't want to touch you. You're touching my body! Do you have anything on you that we should be aware of?
Listen.
The faster I can do this, the faster we can go. Don't touch me. I just want to go home. I don't have anything. I just had a beer. Why can't I drink a beer? Why can't I drink a beer?
She wants to drink a beer.
Why can't I drink a beer? Because it's a city code. What are you talking about? There is no city!
There's no city.
Don't touch me! I'm not doing this with you. Screaming doesn't do anything. You're acting like a child. I'm not acting like a child. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Now they start to put her in the car in a second.
Don't touch me like that.
Megan, stop.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Stop.
Stop it!
You stop.
Stop it!
Stop.
Stop it!
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. All they were trying to do was sit her into the car, put her in the car to try to talk to her. And she freaks out like that. Did that not sound like a child? Now I know you'll be saying, well, she's obviously got some kind of a condition and she can't help. No, she's walking down the street drinking a beer. She's just fine. She's just having a good day. Now, they say you can't be walking down the street drinking alcohol. There's a city ordinance against that. And she gives them a hard time. Next thing you know, they're like, okay, well, we got more questions. You're going to be cited. And then she freaks out. Why can't I drink a beer? It's a city ordinance. There's no city. The woman looks to be about 35, 36, something like that. It is, you're in a really cool place though, whenever they let you walk down the street with a beer. So obviously this is not a cool place. Okay. So then we have another guy who is, he doesn't have anything against, Pride Month or Pride Week or any of that. He just wants to make sure that he's getting what he deserves in it. Now, he's a little bit hard to understand, but we'll try to break it down for you as he goes.
Before I say anything, shout out to the gays. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, twin. But Pride Month, they did this year, 2025. We celebrating Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, because that's what this is, twin. This my month, twin. I'm crazy for real, bro. I'm diagnosed and medicated. Like, I'm diagnosed, twin. Like, I take medicine for mental health, like, bro. Sorry to the gays, but this our month this year, twin. I'm standing on it. Y'all ain't gonna have to move around.
Sorry to the gays. Y'all just go ahead to move out of the way. I'm standing on it. I'm diagnosed and medicated. This is my month. And so it's a great job by Lonnie behind the scenes to be able to edit all of the cussing out of that guy was doing. I mean, first of all, to be able to understand him well enough to know when he's cussing and then to get it out. Twin, you feel me, twin? I'm standing on it. And he looks like, just to give you an idea of what he looks like. He looks like he would be in the Southern rock group Lynyrd Skynyrd. That's what he looks like. Looks like he would fit in with him, which, you know, I love Skynyrd, but they have a look about him, and that's what he looks. He looks like he could easily be in that band. You feel me, twin? Feel me? I mean, it's one thing to be diagnosed, and it's another thing to be medicated. But when you're diagnosed and medicated, that's how you know you're the real deal, twin. And I'm standing on it. You know, he said gays just have to move out of the way. Like you can't have both, you know. Everybody wants to be celebrated, you know. It doesn't matter what it is. Everybody in this day and age wants to be celebrated, and they think they deserve to be celebrated. Why? Because I'm diagnosed and medicated. Men's Mental Health Month, my month. Celebrate me. You know, that started several years ago where you couldn't just be something. You had to be celebrated for being something. People started picking their friends according to how they would celebrate them. Not just be there, you know, unconditionally or support them or whatever. Celebrate them. You can't just accept this concept in our society. You have to celebrate it. You know? Feel me, twin? So, I need to try to think of something I need to be celebrated for. And y'all better celebrate me up in here. I can name all 50 states in alphabetical order in less than 20 seconds. Y'all need to celebrate me. So, move aside Men's Mental Health Month and Pride Month. This is my month, twin. Feel me? I'm standing on that. Y'all better recognize.
It's TJ Ritchie.
So I know you've heard me talk about Eric Javits hats that I've purchased in the past, but I'm telling you, they have the cutest bags. I just got the mini duffel in bronze, and I also want it in silver. It's regular $375, and I'm here to tell you it's final sale. It is on sale, and with code TJ, it's way under $100. You're not going to be disappointed. Go to tjritchie.com/deals, code TJ for 21% off, and shop it up, because that code will get you some good deals.
Bringing the heat.
Oh, hot, hot, hot.
Whatever that means. This is the TJ Ritchie Show on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
That's good. America's coolest conservative. Yes, I am that. Man, that drives other people crazy in this business. Like, what makes you, like other conservatives? Well, why you call yourself that? What makes you that? Who calls you that? I think everybody does, because I'm not a nerd like y'all. Ugh. Man. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think. I wear flat bill snapbacks. What's cooler than that? Nothing. That's what. Short-legged breeches. That's what I'm wearing. With a drawstring. No belt. Comfortable and cool. All right. One thing that you may not know about me is that I am fantastic with not just relationship advice, but analysis of other people's relationships that don't even ask me for my advice. Like, there's an article in the New York Post. This woman has a problem because she's been going out with this guy. They've been having a lot of fun. She likes him. And then he said something while he was drunk that now she doesn't know whether she wants to be with him or not. Well, they were out. He got drunk, and basically what he said is that he had followed her around a little bit before he got up the nerve to approach her, because he wanted to find out things that she liked and all of that so he could make a good impression on her when he finally did meet her. So he planned to, quote unquote, bump into her at a coffee shop she liked, where he ordered her favorite drink. She said, I'm mainly just upset because I feel like our relationship was built on a lie, even if it was a smallish one. And then, of course, people said, oh, he's a stalker and get away from him, super creepy, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the guy took enough of an interest in her that he wanted to just find out about her. I don't think, since now she likes him, and I do have a little experience here, because my wife, I was living and working in Alexandria, Louisiana, on the radio at a radio station called 93 QID. It was a 100,000 watt gorilla. That's what we called it. So I was out one night and I saw this beautiful, beautiful girl. And yeah, I said girl because my wife's not a feminist. She was an adult, but still, it's fine to call her a girl. She doesn't mind. Mama don't want you messing with the deal she's got. Okay? And I thought, oh, wow. I need to go out with her. So instead of just approaching her with my long permed mullet and 8-ball leather jacket, because she looked classy. She was different type of girl than, the radio hags that I had been running around with. Radio hags are radio groupies that are, they like winning contests and they want the free CDs, and back then it was cassettes and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I had been dealing with, and then she was different. So I sent her a beer because I knew the bartender. I said, hey, do you know that girl over there? And I said, send her a beer, because she was drinking a beer. And about the time that the beer got there, and my bartender friend was telling her that, yeah, the guy right over there, her boyfriend walked up. And so at that time, Ace, my friend, had come up, and we both had long hair at the time. And I turned and I said, oh, and then I said, I just sent that girl a beer and her boyfriend. Well, I didn't know she had a boyfriend here. And the bartender's pointing over there, and she said, the one with the long hair. And so by that time, Ace was looking, going, which one? And so she thought Ace had sent her the beer. So then I found out that she worked at a hair salon. She was the receptionist. She was in college, and that was her part-time job. So I had all that hair then, and I needed products. So I would get all what I thought was dressed up. I'd be looking all cool, and I would go up there and buy hair products that I didn't need just as an opportunity to get to talk to her. Well, lo and behold, every time I got up there, she was in the back working on something, and one of the other hairdressers would come over and sell me the gel that I was buying and all this stuff. I was like, okay. So then finally another night, after I'd put a word around town of anybody that knew her that I wanted to meet her and go out with her and all that, we met at a costume party at the club that my radio station was sponsoring. I was doing a remote broadcast from inside the club. So we met, hit it off. You know, the rest is history. But what I found out is that whenever I would be walking up the sidewalk to go into the hair salon, she would tell the other women in there, hey, that guy y'all think is so hot is coming in here. Which one of y'all wants to wait on him this time? And then she would purposely go in the back so one of the other ones could come in there and wait on me when I was there to see her. And I thought, damn, I wish I would have known that, because I would have gotten one of those hairdressers instead of you. If I would have known at the time. No, I'm kidding, of course. But the point is that once we got to know each other, and I told her how long I had been trying to meet her, and then she admitted to me that she found out that I liked her, and so she had ridden by a place where I was doing a remote broadcast just to look at me. So she was stalking me too, if you want to use that term. But if you like the guy already and you just find out that he was just trying to find out about you and you know, which is it? Do women like for men to pay attention to them and know the things that they like, or do they think it's creepy? You know, you send these mixed signals to these young guys and they don't know. I mean, young guys are given so many different marching orders and things you can do and can't do. This is creepy. That's not creepy. You ought to see the way the young guys are at the gym. I know it doesn't look like I ever go into a gym, but I do. It's almost like they're afraid to talk to girls, especially in that atmosphere. So I get it. I get you can't be too cautious, and you don't want to, there are a bunch of psychos out there. But where do you get to the point where you just let a relationship develop? And I mean, I don't know. And a lot of it comes down to how much you trust somebody. It depends on how good looking they are. Like if I had an old ugly girl come up to me at a costume contest and say, I heard you want to go out with me, I would say, you heard wrong. Get away, creep. Stalker. No, I wouldn't. But, it's just a small window to determine who's safe and who isn't, and who's really wants to go out with you and who doesn't. I don't know how young people do it now, especially young guys, where they're already, they've been told, everybody's been told that they're just predators waiting to pounce, and that their masculinity is toxic. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to set up a love doctor line and have people call in and I can analyze their specific relationships and tell them which way to go. I think that sounds like fun. Because, I like to help people. I do. So, thank you very much for listening tonight. I really appreciate it. The great one, Mark Levin, is coming up next. Remember, God loves you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Have you seen these awesome glasses TJ's daughter Lainey found? They're called Aquila, and they're 10% off when you use code TJ at checkout at aquila.la and the deals page at tjritchie.com.
Hey, it's TJ, and everybody in the country is talking about my new political talk show on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT, and they want more. How can I get more? Well, you can get the podcast every episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just get signed up for it there. It's easy. Just go to tjritchie.com, and that will get you there.